You know, one thing every camper dreads doing is actually having to dump the wastewater tanks. So, as with key with your potable water supply, you want to be sanitary. We have some nitrile gloves that are in the storage compartment that you should put on and use when you're draining your tank. And then, to avoid cross-contamination, we keep our waste disposal supplies in a separate container. In here you'll see a bag of tank deodorizers. After you dump your tank, you should take one of these out, put it in the toilet, flush it down into the tank, and put a gallon or two water in there afterward. That keeps the solids from drying out down there and deodorizes your tank while you're gone. Have a couple of sewer hose end caps on here. Most of the dump sites that you go to will have a hose that you can use to rinse out the sewer hose after you dump your tanks. If they don't, we have one right here. And this is an orange hose. This is so you won't confuse it with your potable water hose. This hose should absolutely not be used for any water that you're going to get on your body or that you're going to drink. And then you see this clear elbow with this orange piece on here. These two just go together. You put the orange piece on the end with the ring right there. And it's just a simple twist. And then the bayonet fittings go on the end of the hose. This screws into or sets in the dump tank. Now, one of the things I said you should do whenever you go camping is you should wear some good nitrile gloves when you're dumping the sewer tanks. And part of the reason why we do our shakedown cruise is this shakedown camp trip is to see what we forgot. And we forgot the nitrile gloves. So we're gonna pull the hose out. We have to do this, unfortunately, barehanded. The hose is stored in the rear bumper, and we just pull it out. There are two sections of hoses in there. They're connected together, and I'm just going to reach in, pull them out, till I get to the next section. Now you'll notice it has little clips on here, and you're fitting a round object in a square hole. You got to make sure when you're putting this in that these little knobs are lined up with the corners of the hose. I'm going to turn off this a second while I disconnect. Turn it. Okay, so Robin's going ahead and putting that in there. You want to turn it a little bit. She's got it in there. And she's dirtying her hands as well. You know, you may have to get down to do it. She's putting that on there. You get it?
Nope.
I'm going to turn it for her. You know, these new things can be a little stiff when you first time you use them. This is a brand new hose.
Nope.
Actually, Robin just switched sides where you could get her dominant hand around there and was able to get it connected. So when you're dumping, you want to dump your black water first. So, and the black water has a black handle, and you just pull it out. And I'm not going to video what's coming out.
Oh, why not?
Okay, so after that's done, go ahead and close your black water. And now walk your hose up towards the tank so you can get any of the water out that went in there. Okay, so we got that initial out. Now what we need to do is pull the gray water, and that one's a little bit further back. And what this does is it flushes out your hose with water that's a little cleaner, a little bit more sanitary than what was in your black water. Now after your gray water has finished draining, go ahead, close your gray water valve. And now walk your hose, get what's in there out. And there's just a little bit in there. Okay, disconnect it, the end down the trailer. And Robin's going to hand that in to me so I can hold it up in the air.
Or drop it on the ground.
So I got a hold of it, and she's going to put the cap back on.
Easy peasy.
And now she's going to video me some. So Robin has the tank deodorants. She's going to take one of the tabs out. Like that. It's going to go back in the trailer. And she's already cleaned the trailer, so I'm not allowed to go in with my dirty feet. Door, the toilet's right around the corner, and you just lift the lid, put that in there, put it right in the center where the hole is, and then flush it. Well, got to turn the water pump on first because we're disconnected from the water. Okay, I turned the water pump on.
There.
And now we should be able to flush it. And she's going to let it run for a little bit so we can get a little bit of water down in the tank. And that's that. Go ahead and fill the bowl all the way up. That would be enough in there. So she filled the bowl up and then dumped.